I will call the meeting of August 9th of 2021 of the Plan Commission to order. First, I am going to have to ask if our technical facilitator might be able to help Commissioner Cantrell. He's having a problem getting his audio to work. I don't know whether there's anything that you can do or not.
Have you backed out? I don't know if you won't be able to answer, but he can't hear either when he's connecting to audio. Oh, you can. Are you connected on the phone? Here, let's see.
I had suggested he try the phone.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Okay, I will ask our technical facilitator to give us the overview for the meeting.
All right, welcome to our virtual Plan Commission meeting. We're going to cover a few basic items before beginning. If you lose connection at any point during the meeting, you can reconnect by clicking the link or calling the number in your original email. To members and city staff, members, if you are able, please activate your video and keep it on for the duration of the meeting. Staff, if you are able, please activate your video when you are speaking. The chair, clerk, and technical facilitator are responsible for muting and unmuting committee members. Use the raise hand feature when you'd like to be recognized to speak. Ask questions or request a roll call vote. During any roll call, all panelists will be unmuted briefly. Staff, click raise hand when you are asked a question. The chair will do their best to call on committee members in the order in which their hands are raised. Lowering your hand will take you out of the queue. To members of the public who have registered to speak, the name you entered in Zoom must match the name you entered in registration. You will remain muted until called upon. The clerk will tell you when your time is up. After speaking, a member of the body may ask you a question. If you need to share documentation with the board, please send it to the email list in today's agenda. Chair, the floor is yours.
Thank you. The first item on our agenda is Plan Commission public comment period, and I don't see any registrants for that, and I will just check with Kevin Furco to find out. Is that correct?
That's correct, Chair. We have no registrants under that item.
Okay, very good. Next is communications, disclosures, and recusals. Members of the body should make any required disclosures or recusals under the city's ethics code. Are there any disclosures or recusals? Seeing no raised hands, no disclosures or recusals. Next on the agenda are the minutes of the July 26th regular meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing no raised hands, can I have a motion for approval of the minutes? Commissioner Cantrell.
I move approval.
And do I have a second? Seconded by Commissioner Solheim. We will come to a vote. And I will assume unanimous consent unless I see a raised hand to object. Seeing no raised hands, the minutes pass unanimously.
Oh, 2 people.
Next on our agenda are the schedule of upcoming meetings. The next regular meetings are August 23rd and September 20th. And just to note, I will be unable to be at the September 20th meeting, and Commissioner Cantrell will serve as chair for that meeting. Then we do have a couple of special meetings. One is the Urban Design Commission virtual bus tour on August 25th at 4:30. And for those of you who have not participated in one of the bus tours, I would really urge you, or even if you had, to participate in this. It's a really good time to see what the results have been of the items that we have considered and passed on. So I would urge you to do that. It will be interesting to see the virtual situation too of the tour. Then the next special meeting is the Plan Commission Works session on September 30th, and that will be at 5 o'clock rather than our 5:30 time. Okay, moving on. Next, we will go to the consent agenda, and we do include routine business as well as public hearing items, and we include referrals and as well on the consent agenda. So consent agenda are those items that staff believe an application has had sufficient review to warrant approval with all of the conditions placed upon it by various city departments and on which the applicant accepts those conditions, and there are no individuals who have registered to speak in opposition to the items. The consent agenda then is considered at the beginning of the meeting so that people who are interested in those items can disconnect. So those items do remain on the consent agenda unless a member of the commission requests separation, in which case the item is removed from the consent agenda and taken in the regular course of business. I will read the agenda items of those items that are recommended for the consent agenda. Agenda item 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, and 14. Are there any requests for separation? It looks like Kevin has a comment. Kevin?
Yes, just a quick clarification on the West High School item for item 3. I wanted to make a quick clarification on condition 27. This is a zoning comment. I can do that now, or I can do that after the rest of the commission has a chance to comment on other items for separation.
Why don't you go ahead since you've got the floor?
Okay, thank you, Chair. I wanted to clarify condition 27 relates to setback zoning regulations, and I wanted to add a clarifying note to that condition. Doesn't change any of the wording of the condition, but I wanted to specify that clarify that this condition is intended to provide compliance with applicable setback regulations, and it's not introducing a standard beyond what's already in the code. So if it was okay with the commission, I would suggest that language be added to number 27.
Okay.
7.
Thank you. Thank you. Commissioner Fernandez.
Yeah, I don't want to separate any item, but I did have a question about one. So I'm a newbie. Is that, am I, is this right?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, two things actually. I think number 9, according to my agenda, is as a referral.
Right. And that will be on the consent agenda too.
I understand. Okay. The other question was on number 4. Is there that monument manufacturer business that was there and is being taken down has historic value, but the building was not considered as such. Is there any kind of documentation, historic documentation that is part of this, even though, I mean, I guess I'm just asking because I feel like there's an awful lot of history there with regard to particularly, Italian community in the city, and just the length of time that has been there. I assume a family-owned business. I don't know. Is there any kind of documentation that takes place before a building like that is taken down?
Typically, to my knowledge, it is not. You mean like photo documentation?
Correct.
If it is a National Register building, a structure, then typically it would be. Kevin, do you have anything to add?
What I would add is I can think of a few instances where there have been conditions of approval that there's been some sort of documentation. Oftentimes such a condition is recommended by landmarks. I don't believe that was the case for this one. The Plan Commission could add some sort of condition, and I would recommend that there's some documentation to be coordinated and approved by the the preservation planner if there was interest in such a condition. It's not typically done, but such a condition, I believe, has been done in a few cases in the past.
Is that something, Commissioner Fernandez, that you would like to have added as a condition?
You know, I don't think I would take that step at this point. If the Landmarks Commission hasn't felt the need to, maybe more of a sentimental interest than anything else. That it feels like it deserves that, but I don't think I would feel out of place placing that as a condition.
Okay. And of course, there will still be records that remain of that location and what it had been used for so many years. Okay, any other requests or any requests for separation? Kevin, did you have something else you wanted to add?
I just, a quick clarification. I might have misspoke prior to Commissioner Fernandez's question. It's item number 4 is West High School was the condition. I believe I said that, but I might have said the wrong number. So the language we talked about a couple moments ago was related to item number 4, condition 27.
Right. Yeah. Okay, great. Thank you for confirming that. Anything else, or are there any requests for separation? Seeing none, I will then read all of these items into the record. So the first item on the consent agenda is a routine business item, and it is Legistar 66666, determining a public purpose and necessity and adopting a relocation order for the acquisition of land interests required to construct stormwater management and storm sewer facilities to alleviate flooding issues in the western portion of the Hawks Landing subdivision in the city of Madison, Dane County, 1st Alder District. And I would like to take this separately since the remainder of the items are public hearing items. So could I have a motion on that, please? Commissioner Cantrell. Okay, moving approval of that one. Do I have a second? Seconded by Commissioner Solheim. And I will assume unanimous consent unless I see a raised hand to object. Seeing no raised hands, the motion passes unanimously. The rest of the items are through item 13 are public hearing items, and then item 14 is a zoning text amendment item. So agenda item 3, Legistar 66448, creating a section of the Madison General Ordinances to change the zoning of property located at 2436 Regent Street, 5th Alder District, from traditional residential consistent district to campus institutional district. Agenda item 4, Legistar 65850, 30 Ash Street and 2300 through 2436 Regent Street, 5th Alder District, consideration of a demolition permit to demolish a retail building at 2436 Regent Street. Agenda item 5, Legistar 65851, approving a certified survey map of property owned by the Madison Metropolitan School District located at 30 Ash Street and 2436 Regent Street, 5th Alder District. Agenda item 6, Legistar 66822, located at 105 Grand Avenue, 2500 Regent Street, 5th Alder District, consideration of a conditional use in a campus institutional district without a campus master plan for the establishment, improvement, or modification of a secondary use occurring outside of an enclosed building to allow modification to the outdoor athletic fields for West High School. And then conditional use requests and demolition permits, agenda item 7, Legistar 65852, located at 2222 East Washington Avenue, 12th Alder District. Consideration of a conditional use in a campus institutional district without a campus master plan for additions to an existing building that exceed 4,000 square feet in floor area, and consideration of a conditional use in a campus institutional district without a campus master plan for the establishment, improvement, or modification of a secondary use occurring outside of an enclosed building to allow construction of additions to East High School, as well as site changes, including the addition of a new turf football field. Agenda item 8, Legistar 66110, located at 507 Davidson Street, 15th Alder District. Consideration of a demolition permit to demolish a single-family residence and construct a new single-family residence. And then a referral, agenda item 9, Legistar 66111, to be referred at the request of the applicant to a future unidentified Plan Commission meeting. Agenda item 10, Legistar 66112, located at 1729 Schlimgen Avenue, 12th Alder District. Consideration of a demolition permit to demolish a single-family residence and construct a new single-family residence. Agenda item 11, Legistar 66113, located at 1620 Winona Way, 14th Alder District. Consideration of a conditional use in the traditional residential consistent 1 district for an accessory building exceeding 576 square feet, and consideration of a conditional use for an accessory building to be constructed on a lakefront parcel. Agenda item 12, Legistar 66115, located at 1621 Capitol Avenue, 19th Alder District. Consideration of a conditional use in the suburban residential consistent 1 district for an accessory buildings exceeding 1,000 square feet of floor area. Agenda item 13, Legistar 66119, located at 3570 through 3578 East Washington Avenue, 15th Alder District. Consideration of a demolition permit to demolish 2 single-family residences and a 2-family residence with no proposed use. Agenda item 14, a zoning text amendment, Legistar 65765, requested to be placed on file without prejudice by the Alder of the 6th District, creating section 28.134(6) of Madison General Ordinances to create William Street maximum building heights. I will open the public hearing, and close the public hearing unless I see a raised hand on those agenda items, and ask for a motion. Commissioner Cantrell.
I move approval of the consent agenda and the amendment to the item number 4, condition 27, as recommended by Plan Commission, planner Ferkel, and also the referral as recommended and the placed on file as recommended.
Thank you, Commissioner Cantrell. Do we have a second? Do we have a second seconded by Commissioner Solheim? I will assume unanimous consent unless I see a raised hand to object. Seeing no raised hand, the motion passes unanimously. The next item on the agenda is business by members. Is there any business by members? Alder Heck.
Thank you, Chair. Just two quick things. First, I just wanted to extend my welcome to Commissioner Fernandez since I was absent at the previous meeting. And also on an earlier agenda item, we talked about the UDC tour. And I wondered if staff had sent any information to plan commissioners on that because I didn't recollect seeing any information.
Kevin, do you want to respond to that?
Yes, we have a packet that we're pulling together and should be available shortly. So
Okay.
We'll register a link to that packet, which should be out very soon.
Great. Thank you. That's it.
I think all commissioners got notification anyway of that meeting a while ago, but the packet will be welcome on that. Thank you for raising it, Alder Heck. Commissioner Solheim.
Thank you. Chair, you mentioned that you would be gone on the September 20th meeting, and that just reminded me that I will be absent as well. I just had a flight change, so I can shoot Heather a note as well, but just wanted to mention it.
Okay. Thank you, Commissioner. Any other business by members? Okay, then we will move on to the Secretary's report. Kevin.
Thank you, Chair. The items for the Secretary's report are summarized on the agenda, and I'll just highlight a few of them here. In regards to recent Common Council actions, note that the Common Council at their last meeting took the Plan Commission's recommendation and placed the associated rezone on Olin Avenue, placed it on file without prejudice, consistent with your recommendation. Also at that meeting, the Ramish plat, which included a final plat and a series of rezone requests, was not approved at that meeting. There was a motion to approve that did not pass, and there was no subsequent motion on the Ramish plat. Also at the last Common Council meeting, the final West Wind plat was approved, along with the zoning correction at Pine and Bell Street. Looking ahead, on the August 23rd meeting, there's a few items I will highlight here. The entire list as we know it today is on the agenda. As far as some of the projects, the project at the corner of East Washington Avenue and First Street that the Plan Commission saw at their last meeting will be returning for the applicant to discuss one of the approval conditions with the Plan Commission. So that will be back on 23rd. Also at that meeting is a revised version of the Brennan's redevelopment at 5535 University Avenue. And tentatively scheduled among the other considerations is the Odana area plan, which the Plan Commission has received updates on relatively recently. Looking ahead, there's then a series of other items. Looking ahead to the September 20th meeting, some of the projects to note, the Dane County Public Safety Jail Facility at Wilson, Dobie, and Hamilton Street is scheduled to be on September 20th. As is the redevelopment in the 300 block of State and Gorham Street for student housing development with approximately 386 dwelling units. Other items are also noted on the agenda. That's what I have for Secretary's report right now.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Are there any other announcement? Commissioner Fernandez.
I just had a question. Can you shed any additional light on the council's failure to approve the Ramish farm? Was there discussion that would be beneficial for us to, or specific objections that, or is it not? Is that out of order?
No, that is fine, and I think that probably Kevin can speak to that.
Well, I guess first I would recommend to, if you're interested, to go back and watch the deliberations that the council had at the meeting, which are on City Channel. I say that as I was not in attendance at that meeting. I understand some of the issues related to F-35s, and that discussion came up as part of that discussion. But I encourage the commission to take a look at the video from that council meeting.
And that is my understanding too. It was the F-35s and the uncertainty of where the noise impacts would be. If either of the alders at the meeting want to add anything, raise your hand. If not, that's fine too. Okay, it looks like we kind of covered that then. Anything else from any of the members? Then I would be looking for a motion to adjourn. Moved by Commissioner Cantrell. Do we have a second? Seconded by Commissioner Solheim. And I will assume unanimous consent unless I see a raised hand to object. I think this is a second record of short meetings. So thank you, everybody. And I will see you in a couple of weeks. Take care.